Khasqalqalt pasya pisin kusqalih pisel khalacht pistemelis pisin kusxih wisxihult khilli chimts hemipiatlwa lutsen yel menuchen nastshui chimts hemip yeah yes paqanis putils chae putils chae Good day to all of you, my fellow tribal people, my friends, my relatives, my siblings, and my children. It was a real foggy drive up here from St. Ignatius. It's real dark with fog. You had to be real careful driving because you couldn't see very far in front of you. And so this month is still in the fall season. Sh'e is fall. The month of November, the Salish Pondere people have named Squadlus P'kani. Squadlus P'kani. Around this time is when the people start telling their coyote stories, and that will last until, as I heard on the from the elders, till the end of the time when there are medicine dances. At that time, then the early spring comes, and then we don't tell our squadlu anymore. Squadlu spakani. I think we've seen squadlu written a couple of different ways, but when you actually hear it said, it's got the 3 L's in the middle. Squadlu. 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 Squadlu spakani. That's the month of November. Besides being the start of the times when the stories are told, and that was from our culture way before European contact. And Shilsharta is one of the things November is known for, and that's for that will occur this week, the Thanksgiving. And Shilsharta means turkey, and it's called that because of the things hanging down from the turkey's beak, and Shilshartaks. On that day, it's Thanksgiving, time when we give thanks for everything we've been given, everything we have. Eslemtum. We're being glad for what we have. Eslemti. That's another way to say being glad for things. Lemt is glad. Lemti, being glad. And being thankful, those are the same. Hotlesia, for everything. We're being glad and thankful for everything we have, everything we've been given. So let's just go over those again. Sh'e, that's the season we're still in. Sh'e. At this time also, remember, is when the people went off camping to get their meat for the winter. This is probably the time maybe when they're going back home already from their camping trips. Maybe they're already back home, haven't gotten all of the meat they need. Sh'e. And around this time is when the coyote stories are told. Squadlu spqani. Squadlu spqani. Way before calendars, way before European contact, the people didn't have calendars like this. They didn't name the months, they didn't name the days. The time was marked and said differently. Squadlu spqani. The days of the week, Sunday through Saturday, Stratse, Stratse, Stchwe, Stchwe, Tichlasla, Tichlasla, or Atlasla, Atlasla, Chatla, Chatla, Tichmo, Tichmo, or Elmo, Elmo, Zilchsta, Zilchsta, Stle, Stle. Thanksgiving is, I put eslemti there because that's meaning that you're being glad on that day, you're being thankful on that day. But the people call it Inshilsharta Spqanis. Inshilsharta Spqani, or Inshilsharta. Oh, the days. Well, anyway, that's the day, they call it Turkey Day. Turkey Day in Shilchata. Schatchatz. There we go. I couldn't think of that word for a minute. In Shilchata, Schatchatz. Squadlu spqani. Squadlu spqani. Time when the coyote stories begin to be told. In Shilsharta, that means turkey because of the things that hang down from its nose. In Shilshartaks. Eslemtum. Eslemtum, that's when you're being thankful, you're being glad. Eslemti. Eslemti, and that's the same thing. Lemt. Lemt, you're glad. Lemti, you're being glad, you're being thankful. Hotlesia for everything. Hotlesia. Okay. This is a word a young man asked me. I saw him and his family at the Missoula. He wanted to know how you say friend. So this is for him. Sitlacht. Sitlacht. If I knew his name, I would say his name. Sitlacht. But I'm sure he'll know it's him. Sitlacht. Okay. Now we'll take a little break. I'll be right back.
This is my family. That's my mom and dad. And my brother. And that's me, future Hall of Famer. That's Grandpa. He's my best friend. Grandpa's got diabetes, but he's got it under control.
I keep my blood sugar close to normal. That means I watch what I eat and walk every day. I always take my medicine and test my blood sugar because I want to be around to see the next Jackie Robinson.
Control your diabetes for life. Call 1-800-438-5383.
Here we are back again. I know you've been seeing the same show over and over, but I want to do a little bit of review, and I have a couple of different new stuff that goes with this. Mestim, that's what a person, female, calls her father. Mestim. So now, if I was talking to my dad, I'd call him Mestim. Mestim. If I want to say my dad, my father, in Mestim. In Mestim. Okay. What the female called their mother, Tum. 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 And when she wants to say my mother or my mom, she says in tum. In tum. Now this is what a mother or a father calls their daughter. Stimche. Stimche. If they want to say my daughter, they say istimche. Istimche. Now, mother and father can call their son. Doesn't matter if it's an older son or a younger son. It just simply means son. Skose. Skose. If they want to say my son, they say iskose. Iskose. Es shpami iskose. My son is hunting. No, these are the new. This is new. That's what a woman calls her husband. Schelui. Schelui. Ischelui, my husband. Ischelui. A man calls his wife Nochun. Nochun. When he says in nochon, he's saying my wife. In nochon. So those are the two new ones. Schelui for husband. Schelui. Ischelui. Ischelui. Nochon. Nochon. Wife. In nochon. In nochon. My wife. Okay. Now, let's go through the grandparents or the parents of our parents. Kene. Kene. My father's mother. Kene. In Kene. My father's mother. And the Kene can call her son's children Kene. So my son's children call me Kene, and I in turn can call them Kene. So that's how that works. Schepe, my father's father, or father's father, Schepe. And the same goes there also. The father's father can call his son's children Schepe. Schepe. If you want to say my father's father, you say Ischepe. Ischepe. And he in turn can call you that Ischepe. And a lot of people kind of get mixed up on this a little bit. I'll try to explain as good as I can. Yaya, mother's mother. Yaya, mother's mother. And that can happen there too, where I can call my mother's mother Yaya, and she can call me Yaya. If I want to say my mother's mother, I would say in Yaya. In Yaya. And she could say that too about me, in Yaya. And this word is so widespread out there, and it's kind of been not lost, but it's just changed a little bit the way people say it. They say yaya, and some kids even say yai. And of course we know what they mean, and they don't mean anything disrespectful or anything. It's just how they want to say it. But this is the proper and correct way, yaya. And remember, both the male and female can say these for their grandparents, depending on if it's your father's parents or your mother's parents. And now, in the case of my family, we were really close, and I'm sure it was with a lot of families. This is a brother or sister in general. Sinkusih, your sibling. Excuse me for stammering, I'm trying to find the right words. It can also mean your first cousin. Your first cousin can be called your brother or your sister. A lot of times we call them our brother cousin or our sister cousin, because that's how close families were. And that's how I grew up with my family, the Woodcocks. We were that close, like sisters and brothers. Isinkusihu. And that's how close it was. Two sisters could call their children, each other's children, my children. Like my mother would call my aunt's children her children. I've heard her call one of my cousins Isqset, my little son. So families were real close that way, and I just wanted to explain that a little bit for some people who don't know that. Ooh, younger sister. If I had an older cousin, first cousin, he could call me or older female cousin, she could call me If I had a younger female cousin, she could call me chiche. So that's how that worked. And remember the males called their fathers el. And if they wanted to say my father, they would say inel el. Inel el. The males called their mothers skui. Skui. If they wanted to say my mother, they would say iskui. Iskui. And if they wanted to say my older brother, they would say ketsch. Ketsch. If a guy wanted to say my older brother, he would say in ketsch. In ketsch. Sinte. That's what a guy would call his younger brother. Sinte. He would say, for my brother, he would say I sinte. I sinte. Chiche. That's what he would call his older sister. Chiche. Or chi. Inchiche. That's how we would say my older sister. Inchiche or Inchi. He would call his younger sister Tsu. Tsu. And he would say for my younger sister, Tsu. Okay, I'll close for now, and I just want to wish everybody a good Thanksgiving. Be sure to attend the powwow this weekend in Arlee. And also, because of Time for Storytelling, we have a few little books on coyote stories at the Salish Pondere Culture Committee. And come by and purchase one and read them to your families. And we have other publications you can purchase on the language. We have a CD to go with the drills for the language. And have a good weekend. Lem lunch, pesia.